Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Atlas. Okay, we are almost in the new daily candle. It is very close. In today's video, I'll be discussing Bitcoin, Orchid, Ethereum, as well as basic attention token, aka BAT. I do have some really big news in regards to BAT. So you guys, if you're holders of basic attention token, don't go anywhere, man, because you guys are going to want to hear this. It's really cool. Okay, so we want to see what's going on with the new daily candle real quick. I'll just let you guys know. I got some referral links in the comments down, or in the description, if you guys want to check it out. It's, for Coinbase, got one for BlockFi, Webull, and also Robinhood. If you guys want to do stock stuff, if you guys want to do crypto stuff. Okay, 50,377. There we go. Brand new daily candle. We did close above $50,000. Thank God, because yesterday we did close below it. We haven't actually closed above $50,000 here since last time was back on February 22nd. Immediately we're seeing a drop take place on the daily candle right here. People are just plunging this thing hard. Holy cow, dude. What the heck is going on? A lot of this is through through Binance Futures, BitMEX, Bybit's really contributing into it too. Wow, they're just super dumping this thing, man. Something's going on here. It happened right on the new daily candle position. The good news is what I've been seeing pretty consistently as of recently is whatever direction it starts to go in has been mainly flipping the other side later on during the day. So like yesterday, for example, it was dropping right off the bat, and then next thing I know, it started climbing up, and then we ended up closing out daily in the green. By the way, if you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button as well. Let's try and get this video to at least 100 likes, and also click the bell icon so you can stay up to date with all of the latest cryptocurrency news and technical analysis. And yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on this here for a minute, and then we're going to actually discuss some of the news stuff that's going on. We're mainly going to be diving into the charts on this, but some very interesting stuff, some very exciting stuff. I hope you guys are pumped up just like I'm feeling pumped up on with this baby. I am loving it right now, baby. I'm so glad we finally closed above $50,000. We're back on track trying to go towards 60K next, and the 100K, obviously the big goal, the big kahuna, or whatever you want to call it. Honcho, not Mike Honcho. Talladega Nights reference. I don't know if you guys remember the reference I'm talking about with that. It's one of my favorite movies. I can't believe that just popped in my head right there. So yeah, $50,200 as of current right now. We're starting to see a little bit more green going on. So there's something actually, let me go ahead and look this up for you guys. It's the F2 pool outflow. And I can pull this up really quick for you guys. Let me just sign in real quick. I already had it signed in just like an hour ago, so I don't know why I'm having to sign in again right now, but all right, and then we're in. Okay, cool. So I am all signed in, and for those of you guys that don't know, there's been a massive amount of outflow that's been coming out of this pool system, and as you guys can see here, there's like nothing, right? Then boom, all of a sudden on January 14th, it started to kick up, started going crazy. I mean, we're talking 10,590 Bitcoin in a day. There's 9,800 a day, 10,980 in a day, and then it drops down a bit, but it's still in the thousands, and it's still all very much more considerable than that of what we've been seeing on previous days, right? It just came out of nowhere. Boom! Massive explosion. What is going on? Well, it seems like this pool system is trying really hard to keep Bitcoin under $50,000. Why they are trying super hard to do so, I don't know. Maybe something's going on with the pool and it's getting ready to shut down, but from what I could tell, there's some shenanigans that are going on. But the good news is, ladies and gentlemen, good news, everyone, is the fact that the big players, a lot of other people, are not buying into whatever they're trying to sell over here. And I mean, they are technically buying it, but what I mean is that they're buying it in mass, so it's not allowing it to be pushed down too heavily, right? So we are able to keep that price propped up, and things are looking pretty good now. The fact that we're above the $50,000 is very good. Now we just had a bit of a drop right here. We're starting to see it climb back up, so things are looking a little bit better in that regard. I think I'm about to see these horrible allergies that's going on. Sorry, I've been sneezing a lot in these videos, guys. I don't know what's going on. So 50,360. We'll talk more about what's going on the chart side here in just a little bit, but let's actually go take a look at some of the stuff in the news. So first off, some really good news as far as the FCC goes. Finally, we got like a little bit of some discussion, some dialogue going on from someone else that makes it a little bit more bullish. I still feel like I'm about to sneeze. On Tuesday, Gary Gensler, nominee for chairman of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, said that making sure crypto markets are free of fraud and manipulation is a challenge for the agency. Gensler, who served as a CFTC chairman during the Obama administration, has been viewed as a strong advocate for digital assets. He serves as a senior advisor to the MIT Media Lab Digital Currency Initiative and teaches about blockchain technology and digital currencies. While the Bitcoin market reacted quickly to his comments, Gensler was largely positive about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, said John Wu, president of blockchain technology firm Ava Labs. I'm hopeful the new administration will help foster innovation in blockchains, cryptocurrencies, and digital assets instead of stifling it. Very good news. I love to hear that, baby. Oh, man. Okay, next up, over on the Twitter side, what are people kind of saying over there? If you guys want to check me out, I am at Atlas Official TV. My name is in the bottom left-hand side there. I do talk about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. I'm starting to talk a little bit more about stuff with stocks. I retweet a lot of the other stuff that people are saying that's big key news and stuff. So in addition, to hitting that bell icon here, it is so important that you guys do that so you guys don't miss these videos. You guys can stay up to date. You'll also go check me out on Twitter because I try to keep all of the most pertinent things also being shared with you guys there. Okay, so Jack being the founder of Twitter, he posted saying an excellent and inspiring introduction to and reminder of Bitcoin's value to the world, all through a comprehensive and historical lens on money. So I already like this. I'm actually going to be retweeting this one as well, so you guys can be able to check that out. But that's absolutely awesome how you can see like the evolution of this trend. Next up, with Bitcoin, it's possible to take an ownership stake in the entire Internet of Value. This was never possible with the Internet of Information. This is one of the tricky paradigm shifts new investors must wrap their heads around to understand Bitcoin's full magnitude, right? So we are already familiar with the Internet itself, but this is the evolution that takes place with these kinds of things. So the top is the Internet of Information today. You guys got things like Facebook, Amazon, Google, Netflix, and Apple, right? That's all built with the application layer, and then below that you have protocol layer. There's no ownership that's possible. The Internet of Value today. This is the value of what Bitcoin really adds to this. Now you have the potential of ownership through the protocol layer. Absolutely a beautiful evolutionary trend, right? Man, my nose. I'm so sorry, guys. Somebody's getting $10,000 in Bitcoin tomorrow. Yes, I'm happy to do it. I hope the person has diamond hands. It's sort of mandatory. So I did engage with this, but it's kind of an abstract thing that he tweeted. Didn't say that he's going to give somebody $10,000. It's just saying that somebody's going to get it. All right, big news right now. I'm seeing Bitcoin still dropping more. It just dropped sub $50,000 once again. Huge sell orders once again that's going on. Bybit, 1.8 million, $2 million right there. 695,000. There's another 1.1 million, 1 million, 1 million, 1.2 million. Something seems like there's some shenanigans that's going on. That's just in my opinion, guys. I'm not a financial advisor with this stuff. Everything I'm sharing with you guys is either the news information I'm finding online or it's my own personal opinion. All right, but we just got back up above $50,000. Trying to hold it right now. Now, once again, down below it. So things are struggling a little bit right here. Don't panic just yet with everything. We do have 3 days of closure above the 21 EMA, which again, I'll talk about in just a little bit. Ah, man. $609 million worth of Bitcoin was just moved to cold storage. Another 11,938 Bitcoin off the market. Also, really good news because the more that gets taken off of the market means less that's now in circulating supply for accessibility, right? So that means that you're reducing the supply, guys. Sure, it exists that's out there, but what's actually being put on the market to access? That's what's so important with this stuff. If you dump too much onto the exchanges, then guess what? The price will end up dropping because it's too easy to come along and get some Bitcoin. And same thing, if there's not enough buyers, you could have the same amount of Bitcoin, but if the amount of buyers starts to drop down, then that could also lead towards a drop in the price as well. Man, I hate these allergies. Do any of you guys have this kind of a problem all the time? You sneeze and the next thing you know, you feel like you got a runny nose? Anyways, continuing on, Justin Biden's SEC chair nominee says Bitcoin and crypto are transformative technologies. That's what we were basically talking about just a little bit ago. You bought Bitcoin under 50,000, man, you're so lucky. Bitcoin will have a $6 trillion market cap within 5 years. This is according to ARK Invest. And back when Hal Finney had posted this, Bitcoin was only $11. Every day that goes by and Bitcoin hasn't collapsed due to legal or technical problems, that brings new information to the market, it increases the chances of Bitcoin's eventual success and justifies a higher price, right? And that's actually a good point. There's a reference, I forgot the name of it in science, but basically it's the amount of time that something has existed, and then you can use that as a reference of what the likelihood of a further lifespan of that thing is. So for Bitcoin, for example, it's been around since 2009, right? So we're talking about 12 years. So realistically, we should expect another 12 years of a life based on today's given point of what we have, right? That's because we know it's lasted for 12 years. Now, a phone has typically got a new model that comes out every year, right? So the shelf life on that is 1 year, and we have that as a historical reference point. So if you get one new phone this year, you should expect that to be no longer the latest edition value of that piece, that asset, 1 year from now, right? So that's just something to keep in mind. So again, if you guys want to check me out on Twitter, @AtlasOfficialTV. Okay, now here's the big news for Brave, okay? You guys all ready for this? Not only are they a browser, but now soon they're going to be a search engine. Boom! And that's huge. How huge is that? Well, let's talk about it. Brave takes aim at Google, set to launch privacy-first search engine. If you guys don't know, there's already something called DuckDuckGo. You can actually use DuckDuckGo, which is like a privacy search engine as well. But now Brave is coming out with their own, and it's integrated in with their browser, so this is absolutely huge. The crypto-friendly browser is looking to compete with one of the most pervasive companies on the planet. Brave, the privacy-first web browser, is launching a search engine later this year. The browser's basic attention token system asks users to view ads in exchange for crypto. This is something that already exists through their browser. Brave, the privacy-first crypto-friendly web browser, is gearing up to launch a search engine later this year. Brave Search is the company's attempt to take a bite out of Google's dominance. This is crazy. I knew Google was big, but this is crazy. Currently, Google's search engine has 92% market share. 92%. If that's not a monopoly, I don't really know what is, man. In a press release, the company said it's building the search function around a recent acquisition, a project called Tailcat, which was developed by the team behind the now defunct Clicks search engine. Brave Search will be powered by Tailcat's own independent index of websites and won't collect IP addresses or personalized results based on identifying information as Google does. Per Wired, Brave Search is also developing a goggles function, which can filter out certain kinds of results. And another sign that Brave is interested in catering to the crypto conscious, the company recently announced its own aggregator for so-called decentralized crypto exchanges, where a centralized exchange like Coinbase holds your keys for you. On decentralized exchanges, crypto is never actually held by anyone but the users. Brave Search is coming in the first half of 2021. So it is March 3rd right now, the first half. So you guys should expect it before the end of June for this to actually be able to be rolled out, right? So that is super exciting, super bullish news, and it did reflect in the price as of today, and we'll be discussing that in just a minute here. Oh, man. My nose. Gosh, I hate this. Okay, so aside from my nose, what I've been doing with that, guys, if you're new to the channel, once again, don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button. Let's try and get this video to at least 100 likes. Click the bell icon so you can stay up to date with everything that's going on. And yeah, let's go ahead and keep going into this. So Bitcoin closed out in the green, looking absolutely good. Back again over $50,000, $50,246. It's doing what I was basically talking about. It dipped down for a bit and then it started to climb back up as of the new daily candle position. Yesterday, I already had this set up as a level of resistance, and guess what? We hit that, right? So we did pass above, first off, the $49,000, the $50,000. We went all the way up to 52,631 on the daily candle position, and then we ended up seeing some pullback, and then that has now led us towards just dangling on the $50,000 range. And I think a lot of this is still having to do with the F2 pool. You know, I don't know who it is that's involved with that F2 pool kind of thing, but once they're basically done with all these Bitcoins and that, if they're going to shut down, then it is what it is. And you know what? I don't know for sure, but if they are tied to Mongolia, right? I need to do more research on this. So I'm totally speculating. I'm on the spot. This is an idea that I have. If the F2 pool has anything to do with the Mongolia section of China, we just had news that they were ordered to shut down their mining processes in Mongolia. So this could be them trying to capitulate, get some of their money back off of the Bitcoin that they've been holding on to before they have to move all their devices to another location. I don't know for sure if that's true. I don't know where F2 pool is actually located. Okay, I got to look into that a little bit. But maybe there's some sort of a connection that's going on there. But that's just strictly very speculative. Now, let's go and talk about the levels here, and we're going to try and run through this pretty quickly. So, first off, 52,645. We got to try and break above that point once again. If we can manage to get past that, we've got a wide range window right here, pushing all the way back up to 57,625. If we can break above that, then we have the peak level at $58,430. Passing that's going to allow us to go into the all-time high price discovery zone, and we have a huge space going on here, guys. I mean, realistically, I would say after that on the Fibonacci sequence, we're going to aim for $65,155. Of course, we want to hit 60K first, right? That's just a psychological level. But if we're talking about it from a sequence perspective, 65,110 or so is where we're going to want to go to next. Now, what's interesting is that's very close to this purple line. So I've been talking about this purple line. We've actually gotten close here. We actually bounced off of, even went inside a little bit back on February 9th right there too. All this purple line is just a hypothetical continuation based on when this run really first started to move. Right around December 16th, right? So if that was to repeat itself, you can even see that there are dips. It's not just a straight line. Then that would mean that we would hit $100,000 right around towards late April, right? $100,000. That's double where we're currently at right now. So we do have a pretty wide gap right here as we were climbing up. We did have that pullback right down, and now we're trying to make our way and to recover from this. We do have days where there's massive candles like that. Even if we had something comparable to there, we would be retesting back to that $57,644 range with something like that, or our all-time high. And then, of course, a huge pump up typically has a pullback right afterwards because it's just too much all at once, right? Typically, you take the stairs up and you take the elevator down in these circumstances. So here's the stairs up, and then boom, 2 days in a row, massive elevator drop down, right? A little bit further of a drop down there, suggesting that we entered into a bear market, did have a little bit more of a continuation, but now we recovered above it. And the 21 EMA, I love the 21 EMA. We got 1, 2, 3 days of closure all above the 21 EMA. Even with this red, the bottom of the candle was still above the 21 EMA, still suggesting that we're now forming that trend, right? So 3 days shows a strong trend. There's a higher likelihood just based on that fact alone that we're going to have a further continuation up, especially because we're above the 21 EMA, right? The RSI, even fundamentally, is just slightly above the average zone. The technical radar you guys can't see suggests as a buy as well. The volume itself has been quite low by comparison, and some of this push down that's been going on could also be contributed to the fact that there weren't a lot of buyers going on, and so the selling just kind of sporadically was making it drop a little bit more. So when we have the volume kick up once again here pretty soon, there's a good chance, it's not a guarantee, but there's a good chance that that's going to be in the bullish direction. And guys, I hope you got your seatbelts on, because this ride is going to be popping pretty fast when it does, right? So break above these levels. If it can actually on the daily get all the way back up to this base zone of $66,000, then we're essentially entering into the zone to being back into on track to the $100,000 based on the period of what I was showing you guys. Now, if it drops down, we do have the 21 EMA. That's going to be support at 48,180. Oh, well, actually, sorry. Let's go ahead and start with this right here. I forgot I need to drag these across because more time goes by. I keep forgetting about this. Okay, so right there. First off, we're going to have $50,000, of course. We got to keep an eye on that. If it drops down below that, next major level support is going to be at $49,000. Then the 21 EMA is going to be at 48,100, like $48,200 basically. Further drop down below that, it's going to be at 46,000, like $47,000. And a further drop down below that is going to be at $40,700, right? So we got a pretty wide range right there for potential significant drop, but right now things are still looking really good, right? And I'm hoping for some more good news to keep this rally going on for tomorrow. The question is, what will that be, if there is anything? Next up, let's go and go take a look at what's going on with Ethereum. Ethereum closed out another day in the green, but it's still below the 21 MA. It's still struggling with that. Yesterday it did break above, but it actually pulled back down off of that wick. So this is still suggesting we're in a bear market trend. Overall, things have been pushing up a little bit higher. This is now more or less on the median zone, but it's still below it for the RSI, right? The technical radar even suggests this is a neutral position. So if Bitcoin continues to rally up, then I would expect Ethereum to also start pushing soon as well. First off, it needs to get above the 21 EMA at $1,611. Above that, we're going to have it at $1,700. Level resistance there at $1,750. Above $1,750. Then I thought I had a line on this. Did I not save it? Let me go ahead and add this in right now. Then we got 1971. Above 1971. Then we're realistically going to be seeing, oh, maybe that's what that other line was. Maybe that's what this is. Okay, let me go ahead and set this up now. And then we got 2000, of course, from a psychological standpoint, breaking above that. Then we got $2,040, $45 or so, right? So we break above that, we have price discovery zone, all-time highs. Things are looking pretty. If this decides that it wants to go down, we do have a first level of support taking place at 1,428. Next level below that is going to be over here. That's at $1,411. A further level drop down below that is going to be at 1,381. And then another significant level drop down below that. It's going to be, I mean, past 1,300, we're really dipping low on this, you know. That's going to be 1,287, but I wouldn't really be expecting something like that, guys. And same thing, the volume's also quite low with this, so start to expect it to flip the other direction. By the way, if you guys hear some noise in the background, that's a dog on the hardwood floor, so I apologize about that. Hopefully you guys don't hear that. Maybe you do now that I mentioned it, right? So anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with Orchid next. Orchid did have yesterday, oh, so close. It just barely closed below the 21 EMA. It actually skyrocketed up to about 53 cents before having to pull back down. And now it is seeing major resistance. Again, sorry about my nose. Major resistance on that 21 EMA. It's having a little fight back and forth right here. So if we can get above that, first off, that's at 50 cents or 0.5081. Things are going to be looking a lot better as it starts to continue further up. There's going to be resistance met up at 58 cents as well. A further level up above that is going to be at 68 cents. And then another level above that, it's 80 cents. And then one more at 82 cents. Okay, now if it drops down below, we do have support being established at 48 cents. Another level down below that at 45 cents. And then followed up further with 43 cents or 0.4386. RSI is also in the median zone. Technical radars are suggesting as a buy, and the level of volume has been also dropped down quite a bit here, and we should expect this to start to flip in the opposite direction. And we're very much on the verge of recovering out of this bear market trend and suggesting that we're now on a bullish position continuation, right? Let's go ahead and get that saved, and then moving on to the last one, which is the BAT, Basic Attention Token. I nearly forgot it for a second. I did not forget, but I almost did. And so BAT, we're going to look at this from the, here we go, for Coinbase side. And boom, baby, that was a huge candle right there. That thing is looking good. Now, I'm surprised. I thought I had a Fibonacci sequence on this, but I guess I did not. So let me go ahead and get that added real quick for you guys. I always seem to forget wherever these things are that I placed. So we're going to go ahead and drop that down right there. And I'm looking for a lot of this consistency in these points. And it looks like right about there should be good. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy saved and look at how we are doing right now. So this shot all the way up to 84 cents. Absolutely amazing. Down to 76 cents at the moment, but that's okay. Things are still looking pretty good. If this decides that it wants to drop down, then we do have a level of support first off at 70 cents. And that's more substantiated as well because we're seeing a couple different reference points that are very close to that range back on February 12th and February 13th. If this decides that it wants to drop down even further, then I would be looking at another major level of support right about here. and this is going to be at 60. We're looking right around 63 cents or so. There's some associations going on with the body position there. The wick is getting fairly close. This isn't the strongest relationship. I mean, it's mainly these 2 points that we're seeing, and the other ones are getting pretty close to it. But I would expect to see some turbulence as it goes around in this range. The most substantiated is, of course, going to be the next level on the Fibonacci sequence here, and that is going to be at around 50, almost 60 cents. All right, so those are the major zones on the way down. We are potentially, if we do end up coming back down here, forming an inverse head and shoulders, just so you guys know, like there's a shoulder position right here, and then you got the head, and then if there's another shoulder that forms like this is actually signs of a reversal pattern suggesting that we're going to go in the upwards trend, and that would actually look quite well, right? Now it more or less looks like it's going to be right around the same range. Let's just go ahead and take a look at this real quick. That would pull us, yeah, basically right back to where we're at, back to the one level on the Fibonacci sequence. Gotta love how trends play out with these things, don't you? If we can break above the 84 cents or 85 cents, then the next major zone is psychologically $1. Past the $1 will be $1.24. And if it decides that it wants to drop further below from where we're talking about in these zones, guys, I'd say the 60-cent range and then the 21 EMA ultimately at 56 cents is the biggest level right there. The RSI is suggesting that it's a little bit overbought, so do be a little bit cautious. The amount of volume did kick up on this, and that's looking pretty good. By comparison here, the last time we had a major green candle push up, it was followed up by a series of red candles, but there was also some downtrend market going on with that in Bitcoin. So we see a lot of relationships in those kinds of movements. The good news is with what we were talking about with the Brave search engine that'll be coming out soon. So overall, I'm still very bullish on this, but in the short term, we could see a little bit of a pullback here. I would say realistically, unless Bitcoin starts tanking a ton today, if we saw a pullback, I would see more support definitely around the 70-cent range, but I wouldn't be surprised if this actually still has a continuation up. Okay, so that's going to go and do it for this episode, guys. Once again, if you're new to the channel, do not forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button as well. Let's try and get this video to at least 100 likes. Click the bell icon so you know whenever we have a new video. I will be discussing stock stuff and some other videos like AMC, GME. I might talk a little bit more about what's going on with Rocket, or I might see if there was another stock that's kind of had some movements going on today and see what we can figure out behind all of that. I actually had some really good calls on what happened with Rocket in my last video. So I'm excited to be doing more stuff with the stocks. You guys are awesome. Feel free to say hello in the comments or any thoughts you guys had on any of this stuff that I talked about today. And I will see you guys in the next episode.